Hi there, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us for this HEC Paris School of Coaching webinar to talk about our Global Organization Executive Coaching Certificate. My name is Jonathan Ratcliffe. I'm the program advisor for this certificate. So many of you probably know already that HEC Paris is a business school based in France. And this program is part of our executive education catalog and taught by our School of Coaching. So once again, thank you very much for being here. I'm joined today by Mathilde Guillot, who is our academic director of the program, and Cathy and Pascal, who are both past participants of the program. So we're going to hear from them a little bit later about their experience on the program. Maybe Mathilde, you can introduce yourself here as well.
Yes, of course. Thank you very much, Jonathan. And welcome, everybody. Very happy that you are joining us. Actually, it's a pleasure to be with you, and we really thank you for the time that you have taken to be with us this afternoon or this morning, depending on where you're calling from. So actually, the program is trying to answer to the many questions that organizations do face today. And there is an opportunity, and we think that this opportunity should be done collectively. So the program is made to train coaches in charge of supporting organizations to reach their goal, but in a certain manner. And the organization's coaches are provided this support for this kind of changes that organizations are facing today. I'm not learning you anything about the world and what's happening right now for all of us. And I hope that you're safe, by the way. But we think in HEC that there is an opportunity for coaches to embrace a new way to accompany organization in this journey. And for some of them, it will be extremely difficult. But we do believe and strongly believe that those opportunities should be proposed to those organizations in a certain way. So the organizational coaches enables organizations to capitalize on their own internal resource to find solutions to the problem they face. And today they may face quite a lot. So hopefully you will be part of this journey with us. And I pass over onto you, Jonathan.
Thank you very much. So yeah, we actually would like to make today as interactive as possible. So we'd like to ask you where you're calling from. So if you can just write in the chat box where you're calling from, and that'd be great to know, how many people from different countries we have. Okay, hello from Belgium.
Hello
Brussels.
from Belgium.
Bonjour.
Yeah. Welcome. From Germany.
Germany, hello.
Barcelona, Philippines. Hi, Philippines. From France as well. Good.
Oman, super.
Good to see you guys.
Yeah. This is really great because actually this is, I think, Mathilde, you would agree too, that it's very representative of the, of the participants that come on the program. We often find that, almost every participant is from a different country. So
yeah, absolutely.
So that's great.
Yeah, so we're going to go through this, and hopefully you may have a couple of questions to ask us. So you will have time for that. And yes, you're right. Diversity of the different cohort is something that we care about, actually. We are very much inclusive of different people from different countries. And actually we use it as well, because coaching an organization is being able to form a team of coaches who at one point in time will have to deal with this diversity within the team as well. So the team is definitely kind of a laboratory, and the cohort is the first place where we experiment this diversity for ourselves and for the others. And we do have some people from Singapore as well. Special hello to those guys where I was living in one part of my life.
So I didn't know that.
Appreciate.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, let's move forward then. So yeah, the objective really of today, or the flow of today, is that I will explain to you the program structure. What the program is. We, as I said, we'll hear from Cathy and Pascal about their experiences on the program. What the program did for them, how the experience was, and what they did with it afterwards. And then I will talk to you briefly about the admissions procedure, so how you apply for the program. So we're going to ask you another question now. You know, what made you sign up for today's webinar? So again, in the chat box, it'd be great to sorry, just go back one.
Actually, we are interested to know what is your interest in this, because we want to answer as many questions that you may have. So it's important for us that something may happen to you or to your organization. And it's interesting that we try to see how we can also support and make you think about what's happening there. So if you want to share with us your interest or your motivation for being with us today, would be kind. All right, so I think, Jonathan, we do have a Q&A session all along the presentation.
Exactly, yeah. So that's what I was going to say. You guys feel absolutely free to ask questions and put questions in the chat box whenever you want to, and between us we'll try to answer your questions. So we'll do that rather than having a Q&A at the end, and this way hopefully the session will be a bit more interactive too. So I think Mathilde, you're going to speak about the program information?
Yes, indeed.
Okay,
so let's go progressively more in details about what we do in the Global Organization Executive Coaching Program in HEC. So actually our context, the one we are talking from, is definitely something which highlights many different dimensions. And one of them is the interdependency and the global impact that organizations do have today. So people joining the program do have an international experience, and most of the time they touch what they have experienced being the complexity and the main uncertainty that they face. So they try their best, and at one point in time, it happens that when you are thriving in an organization, you may face obstacles. And the question is, how do you deal with those obstacles? Not in a traditional way, because you may have experienced some solutions. Okay, you worked there for different reasons. Either you are part of the organization, either you're a consultant, either you are leading this organization, but you might face obstacles, and those obstacles are sometimes on your way. And the way we interact with those obstacles may be creating more or could bring you somewhere you have never been. It could be a fully unknown place where you may want to be skilled and to make it collectively, because we consider that we can't put one coach behind each person. So the Global Organization Executive Program is definitely for you to get skilled on how do you move people collectively and how do you make it together instead of having one or two person being able to overcome those obstacles. And this program has been built because more and more organizations are interconnected and interdependent, but the cultural interactions in those organizations and the way people communicate and cooperate are more and more big challenges. And it's even more true today. I think everybody have been going through the crisis, and the COVID is definitely something that has largely impacted everybody. And some issues raised, and we have seen the limit of some leaders and some managers of tackling this. So the question is, how do we overcome that? How do we skill ourselves to be more adaptive to this situation, and maybe to keep going on different markets for different opportunities, but as well to sustain new business model maybe that we have just been experimenting during the crisis that we were not knowing before. So organizations may need coaches able to grow, but as well to support collectively the effort for everybody to get there. If we move to the next slide, maybe to give some more insights. What do we do in this program? We support leaders and we support global coaches to prepare and deploy change and transformation in a certain way, okay? Because one of the purpose of the program is clearly to skill and equip people for the right step up, what we call the right step up, which is made of some skills, of course, some approaches, some tools, but as well a personal experience, okay? What we used to say is that in HEC, if you join the program, you are not the same at the end that you were at the beginning. So you made the experience of the transformation on yourself. And I hope Cathy and Pascal, who I can see smiling here, are understanding perfectly what I'm talking about. So this is also a specific program because we believe in practice. Okay, this is not only a theoretical academic course. This is the place where you will have to apply those new skills. And hopefully, as you made the work on yourself as well, you may be the right vehicle with your team to deploy it in a real organizations that you may choose. And it's definitely an assignment, which is a very concrete one. And to experiment how you can support and how you can bring this organization somewhere else. Of course, in co-responsibility with the customer, obviously, but this is a concrete assignment. And we think that if you don't test it, if you don't experiment it yourself, it stays very much cognitive. And this is something we don't practice that much. We want you to experiment and to leave it for yourself and as well, maybe for your future profession. Then what do we have? I think we go into the more details of this program, Jonathan.
No, oh yeah, we were going to ask.
Absolutely.
What is your
objective? Please go ahead.
Exactly. Yeah. So what is your objective? You know, if you were to join us on the program, what is your objective and well, your professional project really in line with coaching? So again, in the chat box, it'd be great to see that. And I would just add also, you know, to what Mathilde said too, that, you know, one of the great things about the program being spread out over a year, which we'll talk about very soon too, and all the practical elements, it really means that above all, you guys get the opportunity to build confidence in yourselves and build confidence as a coach, you know, because it is a very, very human and a very, very practical program. So yeah.
So actually fixing an objective is one of the first things that we do in coaching.
Okay.
So it's important that you do have an objective if you join us, meaning that at one point in time in our life, we want to discover ourselves. We want to explore ourselves. And there is an opportunity in this program that you may get into more connection with a deeper you. And this deeper you may bring you somewhere that you don't know, but the beauty of it is that we make it collectively and we investigate and we explore the reason why you have been successful or sometimes you have struggled. So everybody is facing this kind of limits. And when you reach such kind of program, we recommend that you do have an intention. We recommend that you think about what could be your objective of joining such a program, because at the end, you become a certified coach of organizations, meaning that you are skilled and equipped for that. But at the same time, you have been going through a personal transformational journey. And it's important that you start thinking about what could be your personal intention for reaching such kind of program. All right. So we do have some answers, and thank you very much for Rafia, who is answering the question in the chat, as well as Jamila, who is also proposing some insights. Christophe as well, thank you very much for those who are sharing with them the answer and the proposal for objectives and intention. All right, so if we maybe if we go, Jonathan, to the deep details, yeah.
There we go, yep.
So becoming an organizations coach could take a life, but we think that a first year is needed. So we invite you to join us for this 12-month program, actually, which is made of different kind of module. So those modules will happen at Le Chateau, which is the beautiful picture that Jonathan is having behind him, which is a nice place next to Paris. And those different steps, okay, those different modules in the year will equip you with some approaches, thoughts, but probably what's more important, a deep coaching on yourself, which could be, of course, individual, but also collective, because definitely we address systems, we address living systems. And probably one of our purpose is to bring humanity. So we bring humanity through different aspects, and we offer you different modules with different topics. So of course, some fundamentals of the organization's coaching, what it is and what it is not. Some information as well that we share through different formats, because we do have many speakers coming from different countries, sharing their insights and what they bring to organizations coaching. Sharing as well what is key at the moment regarding trends and practices in organizations coaching. Then you will learn to develop a coaching strategy and a collective one, which is not the same as when you care for one individual. What does it mean to support 3,000 people? Okay, what does it mean to support a cultural change in the place where there is 10,000 guys? What does it mean to support a team in charge of deploying digital transformation for 500 people? Okay, so these are the typical questions that we try to answer and to investigate and explore in a coaching way. So it's very much also linked to the systemic approach, because at one point in time, if you want to become an organizations coach, you need to know more about what is systemic. And you definitely need as well to get in touch with what we call the collective unconscious, as well as different aspects of shadows of organizations. And we learn how to bring and support a collective through their paths with their own resources and with the readiness and the level of maturity of the organization. Okay, coach is never getting too fast. The pace of the coach is the pace of the organization. So during the year, you will have those 5 modules. And in the meantime, you will have remote access to what we call the distance learning coaching. And you will have different sessions will happen digitally with the group, where you learn different things and you present as well a couple of your work and a couple of your explorations through the year. And in parallel of that, you do have to deliver, as I said, the assignment. So you group as team of coaches, 2, 3, 4 people delivering a mission in a company. And you have a year to do so and to share with us your insights, because you will have to write something about your experience, a personal experience, but as well a collective one. All right. I said, did I say everything, or do you think I forgot something?
I don't think you forgot anything. No, I think you covered it very well.
Okay.
Good work.
Good. So
okay, let's move forwards.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, so who is this program for? So most participants are from this list, so certified executive coaches already, or team coaches already, senior management and C-suite professionals, mid to senior managers, consultants, and also functional managers. So, you know, that's just, you know, a list of the most common profiles that we have, but other profiles are also welcome. And, you know, aside from the roles themselves, as we've already said, the diversity of participants is several-fold in terms of, you know, the country that they're from, the sector they work in, you know, public, private, third sector, even, you know, native language. So there's a huge amount of diversity as well. So that's a little bit of a snapshot of the profiles that we get from a professional point of view. So it'd be great to know from you guys what your current position is. So you can tell us as much or as little as you like, your job title, the sector that you work in, or even the company if you want to.
So feel free to share whatever you want to share with us. Actually, in the different cohort that we do have every year, there is really a mix of different profile. There is a good balance as well, men, women. There is a good balance of people coming from different countries. And what is extremely interesting is to see that the different positions of the people are enhancing the experience, because people are coming from finance, from HR, from business, from supply chain, from engineering, from R&D. I mean, there is definitely a lot of different profile. And this is bringing as much experimental vision on what we do and what the work we do operate when we are an organizations coach. So we take cases and real concrete use case from the different profile of the person joining, which is very much of an interest for everybody. Mm. All right, so we do have people from a lot of different organizations. So partnership manager, thank you for answering. So we have innovation consultants, innovation director. Very interesting, people coming from innovation. Actually, we had some very good debates in the different cohort and with participants most of the time about innovation. That's definitely a very broad topic, especially when it comes to make it more open. So it's very, very interesting. All right, thank you guys. Let's maybe move to, Cathy and Pascal. I think the floor is yours, guys. So if you want to share with us, and please feel free to say whatever you want to say. So you are part of the alumni of one of the cohort of HEC. So I pass on to you, Cathy.
Okay, so hello everybody, I'm Katia Tienza. I'm originally from Spain and I certified this fantastic program almost 2 years ago. My background before becoming a coach, I used to work in an American multinational in finance mainly, and I had different positions in management, in project management as well. And I decided to join the program during a transition period. I had the opportunity just to do something else. And I decided to join ICC to do this program, the organizations ones, the global ones, because I thought it was really what I was missing just to grow as a professional and to develop my my coaching skills. Pascal, maybe you can just also.
Yes. Hello, my name is Pascal Jentsch. I'm from Germany. My mother is French, so my first name is French, but I'm completely German, as you can hear from my accent. I've been working in communications marketing for 20 years now. And when I joined the program in the same cohort than Kati, I had been running my own company for 1.5 or 2 years. Before I was a communications and marketing director working in Belgium, Germany, and France in the energy and the service sector. And I joined the program because I was very interested by the presentation they did at the Chateau on an open day at HEC, and it appealed to me that I was sure the same evening that I had to do this program, because I think I have been struggling in my former life as an employee with different situations, and I wanted to understand what happened to me in my professional life, and I thought the program could give some answers, and it did.
Thank you, Pascal. So maybe Cathy, Pascal, I think you are free for questioning. So I don't know if the chat, if some people want to ask some questions to Cathy or Pascal or myself about the program. Actually, we do have one question. Yves, I will go for your question here briefly. Because you ask if it's, do you dive also into team coaching, or that is assumed to be known? So this is your question. Actually, we do a great difference between team coaching and organizations coaching. So thank you very much for the question, Yves, because I think it's a question that everybody could ask. So for us, team coaching is very much limited to the team that you do have in charge in as a coach, okay? But organizations goes largely beyond a team. Okay, and when we talk about organizations coaching, we definitely embrace larger. Having said that, it doesn't mean that you need to be a team coach to embrace this position of organizations coaches, but we are vigilant and we are looking for people having a bit of insight. So what does it mean? I mean, to be part of a team and managing a team or knowing the team dynamic. Okay, we onboard people having such sensitivity to the topic, of course. Okay, so you don't need to be a team coach to join the program, but if you are a team coach, of course, you are welcome, because you will discover something totally different, because coaching an organization is not coaching a team, right? So if you want some questions for Cathy or Pascal, please feel free to chat them and to ask them different information about their experience. Maybe Cathy or Pascal, if you want to add something about that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So actually, what I would like to share with you is what it brought to me, this program, because I just started in a period of transition of my career that I needed to decide what to do next. So I was just like saying, okay, do I continue to be a finance professional? Do I change completely in a transversal way and I move to HR, for instance? And what it brought to me is like, I had many questions, and well, you always have questions, of course, but it gave me a lot of answers. And I realized that what I really liked, what I was really good at, it was people. And that's why I decided to really like deep dive and become professionally. I'm today an organizational coach, and I'm actually like accompanying businesses and big companies in their development, in their transformation. And it's something that I really enjoy, and I see really that the results. So it's something that I really like, and I'm so happy that I decided to take well, this opportunity as well, because you are used to be part of a big organization, having a salary at the end of every month. And then I decided to just like give a chance and become independent, and just like help them as well to grow and become autonomous and work in different ways. So that's great. And I think that HEC, what it brought me, a part of the brand, and this super school, business school and coaching school. It's also all the people, because Matilda, well, she is great, and we are still in touch. But our promotion, we certified almost 2 years ago, and we are still in touch. We are really partners, and sometimes we even do business together, because you are just like talking with somebody, and we are so different. So Pascal is in communication. Some other people had background in IT, in human resources, engineering, and depending what you are having in front, you will need some different skills. And every person is different. So you have different styles, different methodologies, some things that you like to do better than others. So you can always find a mix. And what I really like as well is like, you are not alone. You work in teams, so you are like coaching collectives, being collectives yourself, and this is really very powerful. And also you have quite a lot of associations, like coaches associations. There is one that it's only specifically for organizational coaches, that is called the C Corp, the Circle European of Coaches, organizational coaches. And over there, it's also quite new. It's almost, only 3 or 4 years old. And we are building a lot of things, a lot of best practice sharing. So it's really a community. So you don't feel alone, and it's really fantastic. You are very creative, innovative, and there is a lot of things, and especially right now, in this period where there is a lot of uncertainty, a lot of ambiguity, complexity. So we see that there is really a meaning, and there is really, how to say, like you see that people needs to have also some help from external, because you get really focused in your normal routine. So it's a great program and a great job to do.
Yes, and maybe what can I say about my yeah. In the beginning, at the beginning, it was for me, it was a trip inside myself. So Mathilde spoke about the transformation you will go through, and it's really a sort of yeah, trip inside of yourself to know you better. And but what I wanted to say is that the program HEC is offering is a very high level academic program. And I was very surprised about this because we had people from all over the world. We learned techniques and academic approaches coming from all the different academic approaches from different countries of the world. And it's very high level, and you get insights from people that you would never meet in another context. So this is it was very impressive for me. And what I got out of it is that as a professional in communications and marketing today, I wasn't supposed to use the coaching approach in my job, but I did a lot. I do a lot today, and I use it as a complementary service I sell to customers today. I'm a consultant expert in marketing and communication, but I'm also a coach, individual and organizational coach. And I'm dealing a lot with a lot of people coming from the executive stuff, and it helps pretty much to deal with these people and to offer very different and to make a difference with those people.
Thank you very much, Cathy, Pascal. Thank you for your testimony. So we need to say to the people that were listening to us that we have not prepared what you're going to say, so it's a free talk. And I didn't ask you to say that, so you choose yourself, and that's important. We have two very good questions on the chat, and thank you, Yves, who is very much involved and appreciate. Thank you, Yves, and Maja as well, which also asking interesting questions. So the question is, Yves, could you give any concrete example of the type of mission you deal with as an organizations coach? So if I give you 3 examples that I do have in mind, because those projects are in progress right now. So we have the first case, which is help people to be ready for the future and prepare for the future of leading. Okay, so be future ready for this. We do have another request for an organization that is willing to switch to fully digital company. So help us bringing this awareness to the different stakeholders in the company. We have a third example, concrete example for which people are calling us is we are accelerating the transformation that we have engaged and we want to move faster. How do you do that when it comes to 3,000 people? Okay, so this is a typical example. Jonathan, I can see that you raised your hand.
I did. That's not very clever of me, is it?
Yeah, it's good.
I know what I'm talking about.
Please go ahead.
It was a mistake.
Oh my God. I love mistakes. It's very good.
Technical genius.
The more we do, the better we feel, actually.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. And we do have another question. So Yves, I hope that this answers your question. And Maja is as well asking, what kind of interlocutors in your client companies do you work usually? Actually, it very much depends. We do have people from HR, from finance, from CEOs, of course, COMEX members, R&D team. There is no way to enter an organization. Okay, there is no one unique way to make it. It's coming from all the people who care about how we make it collective most of the time. And it can come from different functions. There is no truth here. Okay. All right. Are we happy with this? Oh, yes, of course, Pascal.
Yeah, it's just to complete what you said. I think in our work with executive people to enter the organization, I have the feeling that there is when we offer coaching services, there is a sort of moment, what we call a pain moment inside of the organization. It could be on the HR side, it could be in the executive, on the board member side, and there's a pain moment of the organization, and then there's a contact possible between the coach and the organization, and then you enter, and it could be the HR director, communications director, or somebody else from the board. But for me, from my experience, it's a high-level contact in the organization.
Yeah, absolutely. And it very much depends on the level of alliance that you're able to create. And it very much depends as well on what we call equifinality in systemic, which is said that actually wherever the place you enter, as soon as you are there, you try to build the necessary alliances to support the transformation or the change in progress with the stakeholders involved. So you make it from where you are and you deal with what you can access to, okay? So there is no one way. So fully agree with that, Pascal. All right, so I think here, Jonathan, we do have some insights from a couple of voice of participants. That's
exactly, yeah. I've left that up there so everyone can see, you know, the various reasons, the various feedback that we've had, you know, from other participants, and the reasons why they chose this program and why they chose HEC. So yeah, that's that. And I think if I can just move to the next slide. So yes, the admissions procedure. How do you get here? So essentially, this is a very simple three-step process. You send me your CV, and then we organize a preliminary interview with myself. And this is really more of an informal interview. It's very much a sense check on both sides that you know, that the program is a match for you. And we check, you know, basic things, level of English, years of experience, the professional project, the motivation for doing the program. And of course, I answer any questions that you have. Following that, you have to complete an online application, which is very standard. Again, you're going to write, you know, about your motivations for doing the program, maybe your experience already with coaching, with mentoring, and in organizations. And then the final step in the process is an interview with Mathilde. And so that whole process is pretty streamlined. Everything is done online. Even before the pandemic, the interviews were conducted by telephone or video call. So it's all very streamlined. I would say arguably the longest part of the process is the online application. It just depends how long it takes for you guys to complete, and of course how much detail you want to go into. So that's it. And you know, teaching begins the 5th of October. There's one intake per year, so it's every October. And so yeah, I think here on the next slide you have my details. I've just realized I'm wearing the same shirt. Wow. So you have my email address there. I know.
Amazing, Jonathan.
A wonderfully diverse wardrobe. Yes. So yeah, you have my email address there, and also, you know, you can contact me through the HEC Executive Education website. If you find this program, you look for organizations executive coaching. My details are at the bottom of that page. So it's very straightforward. Please feel free to just send your CV or a LinkedIn profile over, and then we can take it from there. And I believe also that Mathilde, Cathy, and Pascal are also happy if you need more information before applying, then they're happy to talk to you too. And I think that's the end of our slides, but
amazing.
It would be great. I don't know if anyone has any other questions, or if any of Mathilde, Cathy, or Pascal, if you want to add anything.
Cathy, Pascal, do you want to add something? You want to share anything else? That's fine for you? I think you said everything. Am I right?
Yeah, just to say it's a great experience, and it's really a gift that you give to yourself. So it's not easy because you need to work on this. So there are a lot of things that makes you just think and deep dive on yourself. But the result, I think it's really worth it.
It's so rich, and what Cathy said before, it's a great experience, group experience, and we are still in contact with all the people of the first cohort we formed with Cathy. And it's, you return to school, but you have, yeah, a beautiful human experience.
Yeah, I think this is really key. This is what counts in HEC, I think, for this program. The first thing is the atmosphere and the group process that we try to create for you to experiment. What does it mean to collectively embrace the change or a transformation or a new future that the organization are talking about right now is something that you may want to experiment for yourself first before you support the others getting there. So, and we are very much, we appreciate very much this way of doing, because we think that it started by us.
And the food is so great.
And also you get in touch with your colleagues, but also with the teachers. So at the end of the day, you make a lot of like a continuity, and now we can just discuss about topics, and LinkedIn now it's great for this. So you share views, articles. So it's really a learning and a growing community. It's like a family at the end of the day, professional coaching family.
Thank you. All right, so I think that if you were, I think we answered, yes, okay, even Majai, that's okay, we answered your question. So we talked as well about the team coaching. So by the way, the team coaching is definitely another kind of coaching stance. So HEC is also having this team coaching program, which is different from the organization's one. If you are as well willing to go deeper in some information about the program, of course, you can definitely contact us. Jonathan, maybe you want to conclude this?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Yeah, so I just wanted to say thank you very much for everyone, for joining and for taking the time. Also aware that you're all on different time zones, so I appreciate it's probably later or earlier where you are. But yeah, it was really great. Thank you so much for participating and for being so active and for answering our questions, and for making it interactive. And thank you so much to Katia and Pascal for sharing your experiences with us. It's been a very rich and interesting session. So, and thank you, Mathilde, as well for bringing us all together.
My pleasure.
So, yeah, nothing left to say apart from everyone enjoy the rest of the week and have a lovely weekend. And
take care.
You have my details. And yeah,
yes,
maybe we'll see you in Paris in October.
Yeah, obviously.
Take care, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.